Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nerea Atieno, and if you're tuning in for the first time, in this channel we normally do videos on lifestyle, fitness, cooking, hauls, anything and everything that normal Kenyans do in their households. So today we are resuming our cooking segment. I love to cook so much, and I'm gonna be showing you how I normally make my soft and layered chapatis. Making chapatis is very easy, and this video is very much beginner friendly. So if you're learning for the first time, you will try for first time. If you follow each and every step that you're going to do in this video, you will achieve exactly what I have done as well. So without much to say, let's get straight into the video.
These are the ingredients you need for this recipe. First off, you need any all-purpose flour of your preference, any vegetable oil of your preference as well, some sugar. You also need some salt and water as well. Then you can knead your dough in a basin or a bowl. Then you also need some cling film, then a measuring spoon, of course, a bowl to place your dusting flour. You might need this or not. Then you also need a measuring cup. So into your bowl or basin, you're going to pour 6 cups of all-purpose flour. And this cup is basically the measurement of a small to medium-sized cup in every household. It measures around 225 grams of anything, water or flour or just anything. Then I know some people don't use sugar in chapati, but I like my salt to outweigh the sugar. So we're only going to use like 1.5 tablespoons of sugar in this case and 1 tablespoon of salt. This way, the salt outweighs the sugar. The sugar is just going to be very little in the chapati. Then you mix them all together. For this amount of flour, you need 4 cups of the same measuring cup we've used to measure the flour to measure your water. But at first you're going to first pour 3 cups first, then you mix. Then if it's not gonna be enough, you add a little bit by bit. I almost forgot mentioning that we're actually using hot water in this case. Like, it's not so hot, but it's like hotter than warm water. So you can't touch the flour with your hands because it's a little bit too hot. And the reason as to why we're using hot water in this case is because we want to maintain the warm temperature of the dough until we're like at the point of rolling the chapatis, because we're doing a lot of manipulation from kneading to making them into small balls to making the rolls. So it's gonna take away the moisture, so the dough has to be warm. So at this point, we're going to cover it and let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes for it to absorb all the moisture. After your dough has rested for 10 to 15 minutes, you can now go in with your hands, and at this point, it has absorbed most of the water that was there, but there's still some flour, so you have to like mix with your hands like so until like you feel some consistency, but it's still sticky at this point. And remember, at any point, if you feel like something has gone out of proportion, whether it's the water or like the flour, you can either add a little water or a little flour. Like, you just add them in very small proportions so that you don't mess up your dough. So after your dough has absorbed all the flour in the basin, you can now transfer your dough onto a kneading board or like a flat surface. So as for me, I was using that board because during this process, it's a bit like, this is the most, like, I can say difficult. It's not as difficult, but like this is where you achieve the consistency. So it was going to hurt my back, so I just had to like knead there first before I could now transfer it onto the flat surface. So you can just transfer it directly onto the flat surface and knead like so. And by this time it is a bit less sticky, but it still needs some little mixing, just to achieve that consistency. It has to be really consistent, and it does not have to stick onto your hands and fingers. Like, you need to knead it to a point where it is not sticking at all. It is soft, very soft, but not sticky. If your dough is hard as well, your chapatis are going to be hard. So the dough has to be really soft and not sticky. I think at this point we were almost achieving that consistency. Then when you're almost done kneading, you need to add some little oil, not so much, like that's approximately 1.5 tablespoons or 2. Yeah, me, I just measure with my own African eyes because I measure things the African way, but you use a tablespoon, 1 or 2. Your dough is ready when it's not sticking onto your palms and fingers. And at this point, we are going to cover it with this cling film for about 10 to 15 minutes. This dough is still warm. That's why we used hot water, because we are still manipulating it a couple of times, and we don't want it to lose the moisture, to become cold by the time we are rolling. Like, that's the only time it's like allowed to get cold. Yeah. So as it's resting, it's going to retain its moisture, and then we'll come back and now partition it and do the necessary. Our dough is now ready, and we partitioned it into 12 or 13 pieces. Let me give you a trick, guys. If you measure 6 cups of flour for your recipe, you'll achieve 12 chapatis. If you measure 12, you'll achieve 24. So, like, the number of chapatis depends on the cups of flour you're using. You see? So if you want to achieve more chapatis, you just double the recipe. You just double the quantities of ingredients you're using. So at this point, we are rolling our small portions into oval shapes first. Then we're going to use some oil to moisturize it. Then roll in such a manner that now it will give us the layers. And also, when you're rolling the chapatis, make sure you don't use a lot of flour to dust, because if you dust with a lot of flour, it will make the chapatis hard as well. So you want to maintain the softness of your dough throughout this process. We're going to repeat this process for all our partitions. And in this household, we're only 2 people, so like we're not making a lot of chapatis. These 12 chapatis take us about 5 days to finish. So if you want to know your dough is consistent and it is well moisturized, you will see those air spaces in the chapatis. Yes, that's how hata you know that your chapatis are going to fura. Fura kwa English ni nini ndio watu wa majua waelewe. So this is it. We're going to get 12 or 13 medium-sized chapatis, not too thick, not too slim, And at this point, we also have to cover the portions using some cling film so that they don't dry out as we roll one by one. If you leave them in open air and you're rolling the chapatis one by one, by the time you're rolling the first one, the second one, the others are drying out. And remember, we want soft chapatis. Yes, so the others have to remain covered as you roll one by one. Another reminder, remember not also to dust using a lot of flour, because you don't want the chapatis to turn out hard. We want soft chapatis. So if you use a lot of flour to dust, then the chapatis are going to be hard. You see, those are medium-sized chapatis. Yes, I know they're not perfectly round, but well, we will get there. And triangular shape, ama we are eating the chapatis. And on these chapatis, you can already see the outline of the layers even before we start cooking them. Yes, so that is the outline. That's how you know you're going to have layers. This is not really my preference for pans when it comes to chapatis, but I have no option because the other one got lost while I was moving. So we're going to be using this spatula to turn our chapatis so that our hands don't burn. And for chapatis, I normally have two cooking techniques. Number one is by warming them, then adding oil onto them one by one and frying them one by one. Then the other technique is just warming them and placing them aside. Then I cook 5 chapatis at a go. Let's see in this video what we prefer, and also tell me what your preference is, cooking them one by one or cooking 5 at a go. Then of course for these chapatis, you're cooking them on medium heat, not too low. I was so hungry, guys. I just wanted to taste that first one. I was very hungry. And you see, we already achieved layers on the first one. Yeah, that's how you achieve layers. It's very, very simple. And the chapatis are very soft and fluffy as well, and not thick. Like, I like fluffy and not thick chapatis. You get it? So I was using kitchen paper towel to absorb the excess oil from the chapatis as I was placing them in that basin. Then this is now the technique of 5 chapatis at a go. So of course at this point all these chapatis were pre-cooked without oil. So what I'm doing first is adding oil onto the pan so that it can cook the chapati that is at the bottom most first. Yeah, so it is going to be cooking fast. And what I love most about this technique is that the weight of these other chapatis make the chapati that is at the bottom cook evenly. Like it cooks better than the chapatis that you fry one by one. That's according to just my preference. You'll tell me what you observe in this video though. So we're adding oil onto the chapati that is at the top. Then we're going to flip because the one that's at the bottom is almost ready, and that is the process we're going to repeat for all the chapatis until they're all ready. Can you compare this one with the first chapati I cooked? According to me, this chapati has cooked more evenly as compared to that first one. What do you think? You just tell me in the comments. Yeah, so this is my favorite technique. I don't know about you. Share with us how you normally cook your chapatis in the comment section. And at this point, if you haven't subscribed, you are seriously joking. Kindly subscribe to this channel. There are a lot of nice episodes coming in this week, next year, next month. Yeah, so you don't really want to miss out. So this was the last chapati, and at this point my back was aching. Hey, finally. I was cooking while sitting down at some point, and you see the final product. This is the final product. You can clearly see the layers. So for you to achieve layers, you have to roll your chapatis that specific manner we rolled somewhere in between the video. Then you'll achieve the layered chapatis, and the softness entirely depends with how much moisture is in your dough. If your dough is too dry, your chapatis will become harder. Even the following day, when you try to eat your chapatis and bite on them, they will be hard. if your dough is hard. So this was the following morning, and I like to serve my chapatis with some beans. Yeah, so there was some leftover beans on the plate, and that is what I was having for breakfast. And you can really literally see the layers. So make sure you try out this recipe. Make sure you give it a try and tell me what you think. Tell me how yours turns out. And I hope this video has been helpful to you guys. If so, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and suggest for me down below what other recipes you'd like us to try. I really love cooking, and I want us to continue with this segment till the year comes to an end. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.